The weirdest thing about beta-alanine is that its most noticeable effect is not its performance mechanism. The tingling people feel after a larger single dose is paresthesia, a temporary sensory effect. The possible training benefit comes from gradually raising muscle carnosine, which helps buffer hydrogen ions during hard glycolytic work. So if someone says, "I felt it, therefore it worked," they are mixing up a side effect with the adaptation.
So why is it in so many pre-workouts if the main mechanism is not instant? Is there any reason to take it right before training? Or is that just when people notice the tingles and assume the workout is about to get better?
Inside skeletal muscle, beta-alanine combines with histidine to form carnosine. Think of carnosine like extra buffering capacity in a muscle cell, not extra caffeine in your bloodstream. During very hard efforts, hydrogen ions accumulate and muscle pH can fall. Carnosine helps resist that drop. The reason beta-alanine is supplemented instead of histidine is that beta-alanine is usually the limiting ingredient for making more carnosine.
What kind of workout is actually acidic enough for that buffer to matter? Are we talking a 10-second sprint, a marathon, a brutal 2-minute row, or those repeated gym sets where your muscles feel like they are burning?
The older meta-analysis found the clearest signal in exercise lasting about 60 to 240 seconds, with no clear benefit under 60 seconds. The median improvement across exercise measures was around 2.85%, but the range was wide. That is meaningful for some athletes and barely noticeable for others. It is not magic endurance. It is a modest edge when acidity is plausibly limiting output. One useful distinction is exercise capacity versus peak performance. In that meta-analysis, beta-alanine looks stronger for capacity tests, like going to exhaustion, than for direct performance outcomes. Newer data in women also found a pooled benefit for time to exhaustion, while peak power, anaerobic performance, VO2 outcomes, and body fat were not clearly improved. That pattern fits the buffer story. Delay the fade, not necessarily raise the ceiling.
If someone already takes creatine, should beta-alanine be the obvious next add-on? Or are they working on different bottlenecks, where creatine helps quick ATP recycling and beta-alanine only helps if the effort is long enough to become a buffering problem?
Exactly. A recent network meta-analysis found creatine had more consistent benefits across sprint, jump, repeated sprintability, and upper body muscular endurance, while beta-alanine was more context-specific. The combination did not show clear synergy beyond creatine alone. That does not mean beta-alanine is useless. It means the add-on decision should be tied to the sport test you care about, not the assumption that more ergogenic ingredients always stack neatly.
The sport evidence sounds messy. Swimmers, fighters, basketball players, repeated sprinters. Are those all the same beta-alanine question, or do the work-to-rest pattern and test design completely change what the supplement can show? And repeated sprints seem like they should burn, but a review found no clear repeated sprint benefit. Is that because those bursts are too brief and more limited by phosphocreatine depletion and recovery than by muscle acidity?
That is the practical tension. In trained male kickboxers, 4 weeks improved total kickboxing, anaerobic performance, and upper body strength endurance, but not jump power. In trained male swimmers, beta-alanine added to plyometric training improved several upper body and swim-related outcomes more than plyometrics alone. But in highly trained female basketball players, beta-alanine alone did not improve the tested physical capacity outcomes, while sodium bicarbonate-containing protocols did. Same supplement, different bottlenecks.
If someone decides their training actually fits, what does a responsible trial look like? Are we talking a small dose once, or the usual several grams per day for weeks, divided so the tingling does not hijack the session?
The ISSN position stand describes 4 to 6 grams daily for at least 2 to 4 weeks as a common effective loading range for raising muscle carnosine. Dividing doses, for example, lower servings across the day, or using sustained release forms can reduce paresthesia. I would not treat tingling as a target. If it distracts you, the dosing pattern is probably too aggressive for comfort, even if the total daily intake is reasonable. To judge it fairly, pick one repeatable outcome before you start. A 2-minute erg test, late set reps at a fixed load, a sport-specific repeated effort drill, or time to exhaustion under standardized conditions. Keep training, sleep, caffeine, and nutrition as consistent as possible. If the event is under a minute, mostly skill-limited, or already improving rapidly from training, beta-alanine's contribution may be invisible or irrelevant.
Besides tingling, what should make someone slow down or ask a clinician first? I am thinking about people stacking multi-ingredient pre-workouts, competitive athletes worried about contamination, pregnant people, minors, or anyone with medical conditions who should not be self-experimenting with performance supplements.
My verdict: beta-alanine is a reasonable, evidence-mixed tool for people doing repeated or sustained hard efforts where acidosis plausibly limits performance, especially around the 1 to several minute zone. It is not a strength shortcut, a body fat supplement, or an instant pre-workout. Use certified products if competition matters, divide the dose if tingles annoy you, and stop expecting a feeling. The real question is whether your specific test improves after a consistent loading period.